Joe Biden was out there talking about climate change, warning us about what an existential threat it is. You've heard him say this before. I do believe he is hyping this thing for possibly personal benefit. I know political benefit. But it was amid this speech, again, that we've all heard before from him, that he made possibly a startling admission. Listen.
And guess what? The first frost, you know what was happening? It had to put on their windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer. And why can't, for the longest time, Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
Did you hear that? He has cancer. He said it out loud. One more time.
That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer.
Okay, this is interesting. I want to read the quote because I don't think this is a gaffe. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up with have cancer. Not had cancer, but have cancer. Now, he had a brain situation back in the 1980s. We're glad that worked out. But today is a different story. Cancer. Does he have cancer? Well, the fake news is already covering for him. And they are citing a report from 2021 that cites a skin cancer that he had prior to becoming president. All right, that's what it's about. This is what he was referring to. Biden has had several localized non-melanoma skin cancers removed with Mohs surgery before he started the presidency. But I don't know. I just heard him say, I have cancer, and others have cancer because of the environmental issue, not because of the sun. Now, you can say, what difference does it make? Well, I think it makes a lot of difference. We're supposed to know everything about our president, right? And didn't he say something about transparency? If he does have cancer, what kind of cancer is it? And what kind of treatment is he undergoing? Chemotherapy, hormonal therapy? You know, with these therapies, there are often cognitive issues associated and memory loss, fatigue. You know, he does go away to Delaware, and many weekends, nobody ever sees him. What's happening? Again, the White House says, oh, this is all about the skin cancers. Can I hear that clip one more time? Clip one. I think he's got a situation right now.
And guess what? The first frost, you know what was happening? It had to put on their windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer. And why can't, for the longest time, Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
Wow. He's not talking about skin cancer. He says, I and so many other people. By the way, the only scandal would be keeping it a secret. People get cancer. Prostate cancer is extremely common in men, and the risk of it goes up exponentially when you get older. What's going on there? You think Joe's going to be straight with us? No. He never has been straight with us. Never. The first time he got really well known on the national stage when he ran for president, he had to drop out because everything he was saying was a lie.
What law school did you attend, and where did you place in that class? And the other question is, could you quickly, I think
I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. In the first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom two-thirds of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I won the international moot court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
I just find it so incredible that he was able to stay in public life. Everything he just said was a lie. And look at that smile on his face. Look at it. He's so smug and happy with himself. He just lied, and he still lies. All right. So maybe he has cancer. And if he does, I hope he's getting the right treatment. And I also hope that he comes clean with America. Fair enough? I think that's fair. Back to the environmental stuff.
Climate change is literally an existential threat to our nation and to the world.
Okay. Heard it before. You know, where the real threat is coming from in terms of the environment? If you really care, you would be pressuring China. I mean, really leaning on China. But we've noticed that you've been rather gentle with China, haven't you? Why is that? Is it because of your entanglements with China, which we believe you have, based on what we know about Hunter and his dealings with people over there and your status as then vice president and now president? All right, Joe is going to fix this. If only he could really lead. Listen.
You all have a duty right now to our economy, to our competitiveness in the world, to the young people in this nation, and to future generations. That sounds like hyperbole, but it's not. It's real. To act boldly on climate. And so does Congress, which, notwithstanding the leadership of the men and women that are here today, has failed in this duty. Not a single Republican in Congress stepped up to support my climate plan. Not one.
Well, that's because there's a big problem with your climate plan. Republicans are not stupid people. You couldn't get one. That should prompt you, Mr. Bipartisan, Mr. Master of the Senate, that there's a problem not only with your leadership, but with your bill. Not one Republican. That's on you, Mr. President. All right. One more thing from Joe. He gets really excited when he thinks about the environment. Why?
Folks, when I think about climate change, and I've been saying this for 3 years, I think jobs. Climate change, I think jobs.
So do I. The jobs we lost. There are not enough jobs, by the way, in climate change to keep this economy going. No, there aren't. In the new clean environmental stuff, there's not. Sorry. But there were plenty of jobs on that Keystone pipeline and in the fossil fuel industry. This climate change, I fear, has become a boutique hobby for the super rich and the mega wealthy and the important. People like John Kerry, who love to fly around on private jets and lecture all of us on climate change. People like Prince Harry, friend of Joe Biden, at least, I don't know if they're genuine friends, but Harry and Joe Biden and, Barack Obama, they have all hung out. They all speak and run in those same elite circles. You know, I'll meet you in Davos. Okay, let's go to Saint-Tropez. And Harry is not an expert in anything, but he's in the club. So we should listen.
As we sit here today, our world is on fire. Again. And these historic weather events are no longer historic. More and more, they are part of our daily lives. And this crisis will only grow worse unless our leaders lead.
The only thing he knows how to do is ruin families. Two, one in America and one in the UK. He has no credentials in this whatsoever. He is essentially a welfare case. And there he is at the United Nations. And this is wrong. He has no finesse, no diplomatic skills. I thought the royals were supposed to be good at this stuff. Listen.
The few weaponizing lies and disinformation at the expense of the many. And from the horrific war in Ukraine to the rolling back of constitutional rights here in the United States, we are witnessing a global assault on democracy and freedom.
In the United States, stay the hell out of it. Who put him up to this? He's running with the Obamas. He's running with the Bidens. He's in the club. Oprah, private jets, stuff all over the place. Kind of wild. You know what I love, though? Donald Trump has this guy's number. Totally.
Harry is whipped. Do you know the expression whipped?
I'm familiar with the phrase.
I won't use the full expression. But Harry is whipped like no person I think I've ever seen. I'm not a fan of Meghan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. And I wasn't right from the beginning. I think poor Harry is being led around by his nose.
I love it. I love the candor. I love that he's right. All right, back to Joe Biden. You know, after he was done lecturing all of us, he got into his multi-vehicle caravan. Now remember, he's in Massachusetts today. That's a red state, right? Look at what they did to him on the way out of town. Watch. So many Let's Go Brandons, and some folks not being very subtle about it as they leave in that caravan. How about it? Listen, seriously, Joe, I think you need some health care. I hope you're getting, I'm sure you're getting the very top of the line cancer treatment if you do have cancer. I hope you make it. I do. That's tough. All right, stay with us. Antifa has a new summer camp. Antifa is running a summer camp. Now, this is beautiful camp. This is the camp that we know and love. Antifa has their own version, which is sick. We'll be right back.